walk the dogs. Hi, beautiful. Now, when I come back, we are coming off. This is Jasmine. Say hello.
Hello. Is Nadia watching?
Not yet, but she will be. We've got Nadia, Stacey, Deborah, Sue.
Hi, Stacey.
And Deborah.
Hi, Deborah.
And Sue.
Hi, Sue.
We've got Linda.
Hi, Linda.
We've got Patricia.
Hi, Patricia.
and many more. Right, we're going to start walking down the road. See if anyone joins our little crowd. Patricia and Stacey said hello. Right. It's dog walk time. Hi, Yvette. So my plan is... to do a walk with a live with the jet, Elvis's jet, that's in all the papers at the moment about fraud. And don't worry, guys, we're losing signal a bit, but that will stop. So we've got Stacey, Patricia, and Yvette. So do any of you guys know much about the divorce deposition? I have posted it on Facebook, on the Defending Elvis Presley Fans Want the Truth Facebook channel that Nadia set up. Now, just to try and break it down a bit for you guys. So obviously we know about Priscilla being unfaithful to Elvis in '68, just after the wedding, just after Lisa Marie was born. Then we know she was unfaithful again with Mike Stone. So the first time with Steve Peck, the dance instructor, the guy who owned the dance studio, just after Lisa Marie was born, about 8 weeks after she was born, around March, Priscilla Presley was unfaithful. We know this, and it's been admitted in the book. You can look it up on page 262 in the book Elvis and Me. She clearly says that she started having dance lessons with Steve Peck, the 39-year-old man, and her feelings for him kept growing. She has an unusual way of wording her feelings. Hi, Colin. I've forgotten to message Nadia, so if anyone can message Nadia, if any of you are on the Facebook page, could you just message Nadia to tell her we've gone live? Right, let's keep going. So then Priscilla was unfaithful again with Mike Stone, the karate instructor, the guy who was trained with Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee and other people, James Coburn. So she's twice within a few years of being married. She got married May the 1st, 1967. She got engaged December 1966. Lisa Marie was born 1st of February 1968. After it was found out, and plus I think she also told Elvis, after a 1-year-long secret affair with Mike Stone, secretly behind Elvis's back, eventually she plucked up the courage and told Elvis. I think he had also got wind of it. My point is, once she demanded a divorce, because Priscilla Presley made it very clear that she wanted a divorce. She was not interested in a reconciliation. Elvis at first did not want a divorce. At first he thought they should try and make a go of it for the sake of Lisa Marie, for the sake of Priscilla Presley and the marriage, trying to save the marriage. But Priscilla Presley was determined, totally determined. She was going to have her divorce. Eventually Elvis just sort of got very upset and angry, and also was demanding a divorce. So the first divorce settlement, initially Priscilla did say that she didn't want anything. This is in the divorce deposition that we read out this morning. I think it's on Rhonda's channel as well. Presley Mania, if you want to look up Rhonda's channel, check it out on there. She's got the actual documents, or copies of it. Anyway, she's got a great channel. My point is, I think they had a settlement of around 100,000 that was split into 2 payments. There was, let me just try and remember. There was a property that was offered to her, I think. I'm just trying to remember. Is it 114 Hillcrest Road? I'm trying to remember. It's a bit from memory. But anyway, there was property involved. There was some bank accounts. I think there was spousal payments of $1,500 a month, I think. Ooh, sorry. Let's get going. Sorry, mate. So there was spousal payments of $1,500 a month. And then you got, you know, Priscilla just saying, you know, trying to be friendly, trying to say, look, I know you're going to look after me. So there we are. We have the first divorce settlement, which I think wasn't too bad. Elvis was very generous. Elvis basically gave her what she wanted. And I think Elvis just gave her what she wanted. And really, I think Elvis thought that was going to be the end of it. I think Elvis was like, you know, we're going to go our separate ways. We're going to lead separate lives. Elvis knew that he was going to see Lisa Marie quite regularly. Now this is where it turns nasty. We don't really know why. Yes, Patricia, I agree. Now we don't really know why. We don't really know why, but Priscilla decides she wants a second divorce settlement, even though in the first divorce settlement it was fully agreed, it was a full and final settlement. Now I do remember there was a clause in the first divorce settlement that said if they ever got back together, Priscilla gets to keep what has already been given to her. I think another part of the agreement that was her part of the divorce settlement was tax-free, so that Elvis would pay the tax. She also had decided, for the sake of security, to give up the name Presley and start using the name Bulow. So, now I don't know why Priscilla suddenly wanted a second divorce settlement. Well, we do know why, because it was for money, but I don't know whose idea it was. Now, what I do know is around the time of the second divorce settlement started being asked for is that she had been seeing Richard Kardashian, the famous attorney. Obviously, now we know who he is because of the Kardashians. Now, he was a very high-powered attorney. Now, my guess is, this is just an opinion, that he had advised her that she could get a lot more money from Elvis. This is just a guess, but it's a bit of a coincidence that she's seeing Richard Kardashian because he was famous as an attorney, a lawyer. Well, yes, I think she did. Yvette, I think she did have an amazing lawyer that knew exactly what he was doing. I don't know who it was. I haven't looked it up. Now, this, I think, gave her the courage to go for more money. Now, they did have a problem. They did have a problem. She had agreed in the first divorce settlement that she would never go back for more money. And this was all signed and sealed by a judge. So the only way that they were going to allow Priscilla to have a second divorce settlement is if they cracked the original divorce settlement. Now, from what I can see, and this is what is spoken about in the deposition by Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley has drawn up a deposition, and from what seems to me a retaliation to what Priscilla's attorney had served on Elvis for the second divorce settlement. Because Priscilla says that Elvis had not been honest and hidden his true income, the true amount of properties that he owned, the amount of royalties he was getting, the amount of possessions that he had. So she basically said that he didn't disclose everything when they agreed the first divorce settlement. And she basically called him a liar. And as far as I can tell, now I'm not an expert, I'm just telling you how I see things. As far as I can tell, Elvis then does a deposition to disagree with her. And Elvis, in his deposition, makes it very clear that when they first split up, that first of all Priscilla didn't want anything. But eventually she did, and that he gave her basically everything that she asked for. Part of the thing in the deposition is making it clear that he is a Memphis, you know, that his affairs, his business affairs are all run from Memphis. I think there's a reason for the fact that he says that everything that he has is based in Memphis. I'm not sure of the reason, but so I'm just guessing a bit, but from what I can see, right, let me just get past here. From what I can see, she wins her case. The judge allows her to go for the second divorce settlement. Now, this is going on for a few years. There's a lot of arguing about money. Priscilla Presley is her attorney is demanding $750,000, which was a massive amount of money. And she's demanding 5% of his royalties. She wants, I think it was either $4,000 or $6,000 a month spousal payments. I think there's also 3 properties involved, and she wants them to be sold and 50% of the profits to go to her tax-free. So this time she's really going for the jugular for the second divorce settlement. Now this really bothers me because, and I'll tell you why it really bothers me. Because she'd already had her first divorce settlement. Now when she's going for the second divorce settlement, Elvis is not well. Elvis has got serious chronic medical conditions. Very serious. His body is letting him down. Elvis doesn't understand why he's becoming so unwell. Deborah, do you mind messaging Nadia? Because I forgot to message Nadia. Can you message her on Facebook and tell her we're live? Are you getting this from me, Deborah? Hi, Deborah. Oh, thank you. Because I usually do, but I forgot to. I felt I forgot to message everyone. I'm really sorry. So anyway, so this is the problem we've got. Elvis is really unwell. Priscilla, using her lawyer, is demanding this massive amount of money. Elvis cannot afford to pay Priscilla. So Elvis is in a dilemma. How does he afford to pay Priscilla with money that he doesn't have? Elvis has got his own financial problems. One of the things that comes up is to sell his recording rights to RCA Victor. So from what I know, guys, they come up with a plan, and it's called a deed of trust. A deed of trust. And the plan is to tell Priscilla that they're going to create a deed of trust, a lien, a charge on the building, and this will guarantee that Priscilla gets her money. This will guarantee Priscilla gets money, spread over in installments. She's also offered the 5% of the royalties. He agrees to the spousal payments, and Elvis is extremely generous. He just wants to give her everything she wants. In my opinion, he was worried that she would stop him seeing Lisa Marie, but that's just my opinion. Elvis was just too generous anyway. Now remember, he was also very unwell with his chronic illnesses. And this is culminating to 1977. At the same time, the Memphis Mafia book is being brought out. So you think about it, guys. He's very unwell. He's on heavy medication. The Memphis Mafia have brought out the betrayal book, Elvis, What Happened? Priscilla is demanding a deed of trust, a lien, a charge be placed on Elvis's lovely home in 1977. Elvis is between a rock and a hard place because he cannot afford to pay Priscilla. So he has to agree to the deed of trust. He agrees to the payment plan that is drawn up by Priscilla's attorneys. Vernon is just going crazy. Vernon cannot believe the amount of power Priscilla is able to get through this second divorce settlement that was a couple of years after her divorce. Now, bearing in mind, Priscilla has a new boyfriend. She's either with Mike Stone at this point, or she is now with Richard Kardashian. I'm not 100% sure. You guys can put me right on that. She's still using the Bulow name. She doesn't take back the Presley name until after Elvis dies. Now, I don't know the exact date. I do not know the exact date that she took the Presley name back. But I know this, that it is unheard of for someone to take back a marriage name after a divorce, after giving it up. Now remember this is the crucial bit. Many people use their married name when they divorce. But for someone to use a married name that they've given up using, that they've stopped using, and then take it back is unheard of. And I know that the fans around the world are very upset that Priscilla has taken back the Presley name. So, just trying to flatten down my hair in this horrible wind. So, I fully think that Priscilla taking back the Presley name, in my opinion, was just greed, was just about making money, opening opportunities, helping her career. Come on, let's face it, guys. Without the Presley name, Priscilla was going to struggle. In our opinion, she was going to have less opportunity. Now, I also think that taking back the Presley name, how can I say it? When it came to being famous, a celebrity, for attention, for being in the Hollywood glamour world, was, in her opinion, a very good thing. Now, you think about it. A couple of years later, Vernon Presley dies. Around 1979, Vernon Presley dies. Now, no one really knows what went on behind closed doors. But at some point, Vernon agrees to allow Priscilla to be the trustee of Gracelands on behalf of Lisa Marie Presley. Now, you guys have very strong views about this. No one knows how it happened, really. Let me just let the dogs off a minute. Okay, go on then. Come here. Let's just let them off the leads. Okay, we're back. Right, no one really knows what happened that made Vernon, just before he passed away, allow Priscilla Presley to become the trustee of Gracelands. The boss. The boss. Now, I believe, in my opinion, I'm just reading your comments. Now, was it all right? She left Mike Stone in 75. That's interesting. So I'm just checking your comments. Sorry. Right, Patricia, you're saying what I'm about to say. Now, I believe that this deed of trust, this lien, this charge placed on Gracelands, the home of Elvis, I believe that was her leverage. And and this is just an opinion, I can't prove it. I believe that she used the deed of trust, the lien. I believe this gave Vernon almost no choice on allowing Priscilla to be the head, the trustee on behalf of Lisa Marie of Gracelands and everything that that entailed. So all the land, all the memorabilia, this massive collection that had built up over 40 odd years. I also believe that when the decision was made to open Graceland as a living museum, which was a few years later, and many of you say that it was Vernon's idea to open Graceland as a living museum, but I also believe that the reason they allowed her to be the head of the launch of Graceland's the Living Museum, I also believe it was the deed of trust, the charge, the money owed to Priscilla, because she was owed a lot of money. I also believe that is why she was stood there in front of the press. I'm trying to remember the year. I don't remember the actual year. Do any of you know the year that Graceland was opened as a living museum? Can you tell me, please? I'm just trying to remember. Was it 82? I'm just trying to get it in my mind. It was definitely the early 80s. Do any of you know? 82. Thank you, Colin. Now, you think the power... Yes, you think the power that Priscilla Presley has now achieved, and all because her attorneys broke the rules, got the first divorce settlement broken, and then she was allowed to go back for a second divorce settlement. And who would have thought that this led to her being the Queen of Graceland? That's how I see it. To her launching Graceland as a living museum that we know was a massive success. They were queuing around the corner. It was $5 a person. I say it was guaranteed to be successful. Now, Priscilla in her interview says they weren't sure if it was going to work. Well, I don't believe that. They could tell that it was going to work because of the amount of people visiting the graves. Because from what I know, you were allowed to visit the graves for free. And there were thousands and thousands of people visiting the graves. And they knew, Priscilla knew, by charging $5 a person to walk around the house, to walk around Graceland, it was going to be a massive success. A massive success. So obviously they did the living museum. They did the Living Museum. We've all seen the video footage of Priscilla Presley stood there on her podium, very proudly, very young and beautiful, launching, right, Ella, princess, just get my dogs, launching Gracelands to the whole world. And it was a cash cow, guys. It was a cash cow. It made her a fortune, an absolute gold mine. And it has been a cash cow for over 40 years. Over 40 years. Oh, she got everything she wanted in the second divorce settlement. Now, I think Priscilla had a very good ride on Graceland. She made an absolute fortune and spent a fortune. She was a real spender. Now, don't forget, I think in 1993 or 1996, you guys put me right, when Lisa Marie turned 25, Lisa Marie was going to be the boss. Which, do any of you know what year it was when Lisa Marie turned 25? Can you tell me, please? What year was it? It was, does someone know? Or 1993, Lisa Marie turns 25 and everything reverts back to Lisa Marie. Now, I don't know what went on behind the scenes, but Lisa Marie allows Priscilla to carry on being the trustee, joint trustee with Lisa Marie. Now, do any of you know why that Lisa Marie allowed this? What are your opinions, guys? Because I think, this is my opinion, I think that the reason Lisa Marie trusted Priscilla to carry on being the trustee of Gracelands in 1993, I think that she, not in a million years did she believe that her mother would one day sell Elvis Presley Enterprises, 85% of it. Not in a million years. So Lisa Marie, I do think in 1993, trusted Priscilla Presley. She really did think that her mother would do the right thing. Now, she was wrong, guys. She was wrong. Lisa Marie, in my opinion, made a mistake. She made a mistake. She trusted her mother too much. And I'm not sure what circumstances led up to it. But eventually, you tell me the year, guys. What year was Elvis Presley Enterprises, 85% of it sold off? Please tell me, guys. Was it 1996? Was it 2005? Please tell me. What year? Google it, guys. It will come up. What year was Elvis Presley Enterprises, 85% of it, sold? I know that we have the billionaire Bill Philemon. I think it was 2005. Did something happen in 1996? Have a good look, guys. Google it. Now, this, to me, is one of the biggest mistakes. Ella, come on. The dogs are coming. Princess, princess. This, to me, was one of the biggest mistakes ever made. Selling 85% of Elvis Presley Enterprises. This should not have happened. Deborah, I think 2005, and then it was sold again in 2013. Look it up. I think Bill Philemon, I think his name is, the billionaire who owned a massive company, I think they were called CKX, bought it in 2005 and I think it was $100 million deal. And he got 85%, and 15% stayed with Lisa Marie and Priscilla. I also think Priscilla got a massive one-time lump sum payment for this deal. And the billionaire guy, Bill Silliman, or Philemon, whatever his name is, yeah, there we are, 2005. And this billionaire, he also owned, you know, a massive company. He was a very proud billionaire, but I think he did go bankrupt. He was an Elvis fan, a larger-than-life character. I think he died at the age of 71 from cancer, I think from smoking. And he loved the fact that he owned Graceland. He owned... Well, he didn't own Graceland because Graceland stayed ownership with Priscilla and Lisa Marie. But he had control because the Elvis Presley Enterprises sale had control of Graceland. It didn't own Graceland, but it had control of it. It had 85% of Elvis Presley Enterprises, which covers many, many things, many things. And I personally think this was one of the biggest mistakes ever made. One of the biggest... Ella, this way. I've got the dogs with me, guys. Now, losing 85% of the Elvis legacy, the Elvis destiny, to me was a massive mistake. And I personally blame Priscilla. I think Priscilla orchestrated the sale of EPE in 2005. That's just my opinion, guys. Right, let me just see what you guys are saying. Yeah, we need a nice walk. Where is Nadia? Is Nadia here? Nadia, I'm so sorry. I forgot to message you, but I did get Deborah to message you. So I apologize. We're talking about, we're talking a little bit about the divorce deposition, the divorce settlements. We're talking about the sale of Elvis Presley Enterprises. Why Priscilla trusted, no, Marie trusted Priscilla when Lisa Marie turned 25, which I think was 1993, I think. Why did she trust Priscilla to run Elvis Presley to run Gracelands? Why was Elvis Presley Enterprises set up and then sold off to the billionaire in 2005? And I think the second sale happened in 2013. Now, I'm guessing a bit, but I have a feeling that in 2013, there are things that went on that should not have happened. Is this when Joel Weisenker, I can't even say his name, Joel Weisenker took over? I'm not sure. I'd have to look into that. I just think what a terrible thing to happen to Elvis Presley Enterprises. That I think you could be right, Diana. Graceland is a gold mine, but if you're spending the money quicker than you're earning it, who knows what was going on behind the scenes? Don't forget, this is where Barry Siegel, when Barry Siegel was made the manager on behalf of Lisa Marie, serious stuff was going on between Barry Siegel and Priscilla Presley. And I don't think we'll ever know what really went on. But I know around 2016, 2015, there was a lawsuit. Lisa Marie found out that her $100 million fortune had been squandered by her business manager, Barry Siegel, with very risky investments with American Idol and Pop Idol. And as far as I can see, when Lisa Marie found out about it, and someone said to me that it was actually Marco Garibaldi that told Lisa Marie about the goings-on between Priscilla Presley and Barry Siegel. Now, these are our opinions, but from what I can see, Barry Siegel and Lisa Marie were up to no good behind, I mean, not Lisa Marie, Barry Siegel and Priscilla Presley, just an opinion, were up to no good. And a massive amount of money was squandered. So Lisa Marie has a lawsuit against Barry Siegel. Barry Siegel tries to countersue, but in the end he drops off as the manager. And from what I know, there was a feud between Priscilla and Lisa Marie, and they didn't speak to each other for 8 years. 8 years. So some serious stuff happened. And Lisa Marie, it is said by her attorney that her fortune went from $100 million to $14,000. You imagine that? Lisa Marie was in a position where she was going to lose everything. Everything. We're in southwest UK, near Bristol. Southwest UK. Anyway, I'll read some of your comments, guys. What do you think of what we've said so far? Vincenzo, I think you're right. How are you, Vincenzo? Joshua Jones, you're in the US. Well, I'm in the UK, near Bristol. I'm walking the dogs. Yes, you're right. Marco Garibaldi introduced Barry Siegel to Lisa Marie Presley. That's right, Nadia. That's good to hear, Vincenzo. I'm just walking the dogs. Look, have a look at this. How beautiful that is. And that is the motorway. We have a motorway junction here. And I'm walking the dogs. Hello, Princess. It's very beautiful round here, guys. I'm going to try and find some blackberries. We want some blackberries. Now look at that. Right, let's see your comments, guys. Let me hear some comments. Patricia, I believe Priscilla was bleeding Lisa's money. I do as well, guys. It's just where the water isn't green. It's where the leaves are sitting on the water. The leaves are sitting on the water. It's beautiful. We're going to do some blackberry hunting as well while we're here. So what are your feelings, guys, about Elvis Presley Enterprises being sold away from the Presley line? How does that make you feel? It should have stayed with the Presley, shouldn't it? The Presley bloodline. It actually upsets me that companies own Elvis Presley Enterprises. I know they only own 85%. And I know that Riley Keough and the twins still own Graceland. But Elvis Presley Enterprises do have control of Graceland. So, how does it make you feel, guys? So, Vincenzo, did you see the part in the Elvis movie when the Colonel said the only thing that matters is getting the man on stage? Yes, I did. And we know that Elvis was very, very unwell. He was chronically ill, massively over-medicated. His whole body had let him down, and he was being forced to do 2 or 3 shows a day. Now, people think he was a drug addict. He wasn't, guys. He was seriously unwell. Now, yes, he was taking uppers. He was taking sleeping tablets. He was on sedatives. He was being given tablets to give him energy to do the shows. But you have to understand how unwell he was. He was very, very unwell. I would say close to death in 1977. So people call him a drug addict. But guys, you've got to know the whole story. Come on then. Let's get the dogs here. Now, I asked this question, guys. Why is Priscilla hated so much? When you go onto the Elvis channels, guys, and she's really hated. Like, we're talking extreme hate. Ella, come here. Why so intense? The hate is intense. Do you think she even knows this? Do you think she even knows how much she is hated? Ella, come on. Let's just get the dogs back on their leads. Wait. I'm just putting the dogs on the leads, guys. Right. Ella, Princess, come on. 1 second. 1 second, guys. We gotta do this. Come on. Let's get the dogs on. Right, that's better. Right, anyway, just a reminder, we have Team Elvis helping us here now. Team Elvis. Answering your questions, answering your comments, helping you with your comments. The name of this channel is called Defending Elvis Presley, Fans Want the Truth. Defending Elvis Presley, Fans Want the Truth. So if you want to join our little club, join our little team, our little family, and defend Elvis Presley's image and legacy and reputation, please subscribe now. Please subscribe now. Oh yes, the joys of... Well, let's just check your messages. Okay, let's get back to the... I'm not in the mood for the trolls. I'm going to delete anyone that says anything that's horrible. So please subscribe now if you want to join in our channel. Remember, Defending Elvis Presley, Fans Want the Truth. This is what we are here about. We're fed up with the people that are lying about Elvis. We're fed up with people saying things about Elvis that are incorrect. People that have not done their research. They've not done their homework. They don't understand what they're saying. They're just repeating rumor and hearsay. We feel that we want to defend Elvis. As fans of Elvis, we have our own little family here. And we feel that Elvis deserves to be defended. Elvis cannot defend himself. The fans of Elvis are defending Elvis every day, every moment of the day on the Elvis channels. On YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. They're all trying to defend him through the comments, but it's not good enough. We feel that we have to build a movement to defend Elvis's reputation, to protect his legacy, his image, his reputation. It needs protecting. Now, how is Elvis going to protect himself? You think about it, guys. All the books that have been written about Elvis, all the movies, the documentaries, the interviews that are speaking about Elvis in such a negative way, and Elvis can't do anything about it. Elvis can't do anything about it. And how unfair is that? And the book Elvis and Me, written by Priscilla Presley. How is it fair that this book has gone around the world for decades, since 1985, and everyone believes that everything in that book is true? Everybody believes that everything in the Elvis and Me book, written by Priscilla Presley, is history. Now, I'm here to tell you guys, it ain't true. It is Priscilla's version of events from her point of view. Elvis never had one word to say in that book, and it was written 7 years after he died by his widow. How many of you know that when Priscilla wrote the book Elvis and Me, she was his widow? She had been his widow for many years. How many of you know that? How many of you know that when Elvis died, he was not with Priscilla? Seriously. How many of you know that Elvis was not with Priscilla when he died? Elvis had a different girlfriend. Priscilla had a different boyfriend. This is another thing that people get wrong. They think Priscilla was still married to Elvis when he died. How many of you know that the book Elvis and Me was written 7 years after Elvis died? So people don't know this. How many of you know that Priscilla, during the marriage of Elvis, was unfaithful to Elvis twice with a dance instructor and a karate instructor? Everyone blames Elvis for the split up, for the breakup of the marriage. It wasn't Elvis's fault. It was actually Priscilla Presley's, in our opinion. How many of you know that Priscilla gave up the name Presley on the first divorce settlement, because there were 2 divorce settlements? How many of you know that she gave up the name and then took it back? When Elvis died, she took it back. Do any of you know that? See, there's so many facts out there. People think he's a drug addict, but they don't understand how unwell he was. How many of you know that Elvis was chronically ill? That Elvis had very, very serious health problems. And this is why he took over 40 pills a day. How many of you know that he had very serious insomnia? Since he was a child. He had very serious constipation since he was a child. Elvis had many serious conditions, and people blame the fact that his grandparents were first cousins and that his mother had inherited health problems, and this is why she died at 46, because she also, Gladys Presley, also had very serious health problems, not because she was an alcoholic. It was because she was seriously unwell. So this channel is called Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. We also have a Facebook page, Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. If you want to join the Facebook page, it is called Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. Now, what I'm trying to say to you guys is everything isn't as it seems. You think you know everything about Elvis, but a lot of it is rumor and hearsay, and not true, and not correct, and unfair to Elvis. How many of you know that Priscilla Presley, in our opinion, nearly drove Elvis to bankruptcy? Priscilla Presley, when she had the second divorce settlement, nearly drove Elvis to bankruptcy. Do any of you know that? How many of you know that when Lisa Marie was born, when Lisa Marie was a baby, Priscilla was unfaithful with the dance instructor, a 39-year-old man? Do any of you know this? Seriously, there are so many things that you guys need to know. Now, my subscribers know, my members know, most Elvis fans know, but there are many that don't. It's very true, John Daniel. Yep, now that's a whole new story. The fact that Priscilla Presley dumped Lisa Marie, her daughter, onto Scientology as a child. And I think this also happened to Benjamin as well, and Riley Q. So we've all got issues with Scientology. Some people call it a cult. There are witnesses that say Lisa Marie in Scientology, while she was being educated, while her mother went out and partied and had many, many different boyfriends, in our opinion, that she was very lonely and cried herself to sleep. This is what we're reading, guys. That Lisa Marie, when she got put in Scientology, she cried herself to sleep and was miserable. There are witnesses that say it. Hi, Finola. You okay? That's right, Diana. Please subscribe, guys. Please subscribe. It's really important. So, more dogs. More dogs. Let me just stand over here. Let's go over here. Let's go over here. We're going to stand over here. We can't walk past dogs. Dogs attack. So what I'm trying to say, guys. Well done, Finola. Now, we have very serious issues about the making of the Priscilla film that was based on the Elvis and Me fake book. I call the Elvis and Me book Elvis fake news. Trump calls it fake news. The Priscilla, Elvis and Me book that the Priscilla film was based on, Sofia Coppola's version, is Elvis fake news. Most of it is not true. Most of it is from the point of view of Priscilla Presley. And come on, her name isn't even Priscilla Presley, it's Priscilla Bulow. She shouldn't be using the name Priscilla Presley. It's not hers to use, she gave it up in 1973. Sorry.
You're right.
They're just not very friendly dogs. Come on. Anyway, so you get what I'm saying. That Lisa Marie didn't want the film Priscilla made. How many of you know that? How many of you know that Lisa Marie did not want the film Priscilla made because it painted her father in a bad light? That she had emailed Sofia Coppola asking her not to make the film because it portrayed her father in a bad light. Do many of you know this? We've got Team Elvis here answering your questions. If you're getting your facts wrong, guys, and you're mixing up your facts, Team Elvis will put you right. Team Elvis have done thousands of hours of research and will put you right on all your opinions. Now, we understand why you disagree with us. We understand why you have the thoughts that you have, but unfortunately, you're wrong about many things, guys. So you must do your facts, do your research, find the truth. This is why we're called Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. Thank you, Colin. Yep, Colin knows what he's talking about. Colin will put you right. Colin is Team Elvis. That's right. I do think that Elvis, when Priscilla first moved over to Gracelands, Elvis, in his mind, felt as a single man. He was in his 20s. He wasn't engaged. He had other girlfriends. I agree. 1963, 4 and 5, Elvis had other girlfriends, and this must have been difficult for Priscilla. I fully accept that. But when Elvis got engaged in 1966, he became faithful. When Priscilla got pregnant, Elvis stayed faithful. When they had the marriage, Elvis stayed faithful. It wasn't until after 68, when Priscilla was unfaithful just after Lisa Marie was born, then Elvis became unfaithful because he couldn't believe that he had caught his wife, his newlywed wife, that had just had his child. He had caught her being unfaithful with Steve Peck, the dance instructor, and this is in her book. She admits this in her book. Look up page 262 in the Elvis and Me book. It's all there in black and white. She has many times admitted the affair with Mike Stone that led to the divorce. Priscilla Presley had a year-long affair with Mike Stone, the karate instructor, the karate champion, and this was happening secretly behind Elvis's back for a year. And when Elvis found out, and when Priscilla told Elvis, Priscilla demanded a divorce. How many of you know that the reason Priscilla and Elvis broke up, the marriage ended, was because of Priscilla's unfaithfulness? How many of you know that? How many of you know that she was unfaithful a few months after the baby was born? Come on. I'm just walking the dogs, guys. Anyway, we are called Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. And I want to thank Team Elvis for answering your questions and comments. We've got Deborah and Linda and Yvette and Diana and Vincenzo. Who else have we got on? Let me have a look. We have got Jill's on, Colin's on. Let me just have a look. Lily's on. Patricia is on. Stacy is on. Nadia is on. Finola is on. Yeah, don't forget Jill, Blue Bunny. And we've had Diana is on here. Nicolette, hi Nicolette. Yvette, of course Yvette is on. Hi Yvette. Yvette is the cheeky one. Yvette, come on, admit it, you're the cheeky one. Yeah, Linda, come on. These are Team Elvis. We are a close family of fans, Elvis fans, and we are Elvis defenders. Elvis defenders, that's what we call ourselves. Don't forget Deborah, we all love Deborah. Hi Deborah, how are you? Hi Stacy. Now don't forget, Team Elvis are taking care of business. Taking care of business. Anyway, Team Elvis, I'm nearly home now. So I'm going to go back on and do a wide live. And we're going to talk about the jet. Jimmy's jet. Elvis's so-called jet. So I'm very close to our house. We've got a couple of minutes. Guys, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to go home, go straight back on, load up the PC, and then we're going to do a wide live. If any of you want to join, guys, please hit the subscriber button, hit the notification button, and when we go live again in about 10 minutes, we can all come together and carry on the live. We're going to talk about the jet. The one that Bridget Cruz, the auctioneer, sold. The one that's been on NBC News recently. And they're saying there's a possibility that the jet that Elvis never flew in that jet. He may have owned it, but he never flew in it. So the authenticity of this jumbo jet is in question. Now, Bridget Cruz has contacted our channel and told us that she feels it is authentic and it was a genuine sale, and she has proof of its authenticity. So I'm just saying, Bridget Cruz did reach out to us. She has an auction company called GWS Auctions, and she says she feels it is authentic. Same with the jacket. The jacket has been mentioned, and you had Joel Weishanker, the head of Elvis Presley Enterprises, had approached NBC and said to them that he thinks fraud may have happened, and the shirt, sorry, we froze it then, and the shirt and the plane might not be genuine, and as well as other items. And I think Joel Weishanker is saying that some of the letters of authenticity that have been written by Priscilla Presley may not be genuine. May not be genuine. It may not prove that the items are genuine, because some of the items were after Priscilla and Elvis had divorced. After Priscilla and Elvis had divorced. So we're going to do a wide live now, guys. So I'm going to hang up in a second. I'll hit the notification bell. Please subscribe now. Please subscribe. And then we'll come together hopefully in about 10 minutes. Let's just see how it pans out. So I'll see you on in a minute, guys, okay? I'll be back on in a few minutes. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate all your input. I appreciate Team Elvis taking care of business. Thanks, Nadia, and all the rest of the gang. I'll see you in a minute. Thanks, guys.